The nature and significance of the project defines the main motivation behind the project that I have chosen to present. There is a high need. The main motivation is due to the fact that there is a high need for the people to be cautious about deepfake technology, as it has been emerging um, rapidly and can be extremely disastrous if misused for defaming a person or creating fake news or using the individual's facial identity without their consent. Also, in order to prepare the society against the deepfake media and news, we need to make sure that they know about its usage and how it can be manipulated to generate the fake media. In this presentation, uh, I'll be conveying the methods that I'll be using, which is a survey will be conducted on the awareness of the deepfake technology among the society. When I say society, it is a group of people around us, and the results will be analyzed to suggest an appropriate training and education plan for the people, that is this group, in order to combat the disastrous effects from the emerging issues in the deepfake technology. The objectives for this study that I have defined include the main objective is to bring out the awareness among the people on the existence of deepfake and make them cautious for the possible dangers of the deepfake by researching on the existing works using online resources and come up with a better solution to the issue. And another objective is creating with the awareness with the help of this paper by providing detailed information on deepfake emergence, classification, its benefits, impacts of misuse with the live examples. Uh, Discussion of future scope of the threats to the people with the exploitation of deepfake technology, conducting a survey using a tool to determine the level of awareness among a group of people to gather the data and for further analysis. After gathering the data and obtaining it and analyzing the results of the survey on deepfake awareness and suggest a way to overcome, to prevent and mitigate the issues pertaining to the deepfake technology. The limitations of this study, I can say, as it is a novel technology, although rapidly increasing its development, there is still need for good literature to study the frontiers of the impacts of the deepfakes, and also there is a need for more number of empirical such researches on the psychological effects of the deepfakes on the people. It was difficult to find the literature where the deepfake content was misused, as there were many incidents that happened due to the deepfake, but due to the involvement of defaming in case of deepfake for pornography, despite being more dangerous and disastrous in the lives of the people, but has not been recorded in actual uh, list of incidents that are caused by the deepfakes. So this kind of curbed the availability of literature for the incidents of the deepfake. As a part of my research in deepfake technology for this project, I have come across different frontiers of the deepfakes, like how deepfakes are created, the motivation behind the deepfakes, the target victims and the target audience, deepfake developer communities, existence of them, and the legal actions and issues pertaining to deepfakes, like the copyrights, immunity from the regulations, detection issues, dissemination control, and the role of social media and online platforms. Deepfakes are mainly created using artificial images, like the artificial intelligence technology, which involves artificial images and audio files that are consolidated along with the machine learning algorithms with an intention to manipulate the media to create a false information. Deepfakes can cause high risk, which can undermine the cybersecurity impact the eventualities of the political elections, financial conditions of the corporations and people, and can even affect the reputation of the individuals by defaming, as well as the organizations and communities, which can even cause disruption in the lives of the individuals in various ways. Initially, the motivation for deepfakes creation was only to fun purposes on celebrities. However, and the target victims were the celebrities. But however, nowadays deepfake technology is easily available to the ordinary people, and they are able to develop their own deepfake content. And due to this, issues arise such as trying to manipulate the society and public, invasion of personal space, and can attack the rights of individuals in the form of extortion scams, financial frauds, supercharging scams, etc. The main audience of the deepfake are the people who are using the social media and online platforms, who will be mainly who include the victims as well. The victims will usually consist of the celebrities, well-known personalities from politics, and may even be a common man or common citizen. Deepfake being such a potential threat to the humanity, where there are not much legal regulations that are available to combat the deepfake misuse. Some of the issues that arise in deepfake field are the copyrights. When it comes to the copyrights, there arises two questions regarding the copyrights on the deepfakes. One is if the copyrights to be given to the person who has created the deepfake, or the victim that is involved in the deepfake media, mostly non-consensual. According to a study performed by Nicholas O'Donnell, in an article, he mentioned that the copyright issues are not actually the main concern. However, the World Intellectual Property Organization was posed with typically two main questions that it has addressed. The questions were like, as the deepfakes are created using the content which is subjected to copyrights, who should be given the copyrights of the deepfake, the source or the creator? And the other one was, is there any necessity to have a system of equitable remuneration for persons whose likeliness and performances which are used in the deepfake? As an answer to these two questions, the World Intellectual Property Organization has come up with the answers and says that the main concern should be if the copyrights to be even consented to the deepfake media, rather than the concern of whom should be given the copyrights. For this concern, the WIPO responds that if the deepfake content is thoroughly contrasting with the victim's existence, then the deepfake content must not be granted with the copyrights protection. And if they're subject to copyrights, in any case, it should be given to the creator of the deepfakes, as there is no involvement of the source of person whose image or media is used in the creation of the deepfake, but with his or her consent. Another aspect of the deepfakes in legal terms is the immunity from the regulation. The introduction of Communications Decency Act has provided the social media platforms with the immunity against penalties, and raised the issues at the policy levels, and created constitutional impediments that any deepfake content will face. And because of this, there is a need for the amendment of the Section 230, so that the social media platforms will be held liable for the data for the information that being shared on their platforms. And the act should be amended in such a way that it should consider that social media and online platforms are the disseminators of the deepfake content which is displayed on their applications, which makes the federal regulations capable of penalizing the social media companies for the violation and can demand them to pay the fines for disseminating the false information like deepfakes, which is not yet in the legal regulations rules, but yet it has to be in such a way. In most of the cases, the fines issuance in large figures would be much more efficient than civil and criminal systems of liability, as this will force the organizations to remove or get rid of the offending deepfake media as soon as they are posted, and this kind of regulations are capable of withstanding the constitutional challenges. When deepfake detection is into the picture, comes into the picture, it is found that the deepfake technology that is used for creation is much easier and less complex in algorithms compared to the detection systems that are available for detecting the deepfake systems, whose algorithms are much complex than the creation algorithms, which makes it much more easier to create rather than detecting it. As mentioned in the case of immunity from regulations point, the dissemination control has to be done at the social media platform and online platforms, and the control is not yet in place, but it has to be done by making amendments to the existing laws, as I mentioned in the Communication Decency Act, section number 230. According to Nicholas O'Donnell, the deepfakes almost by definition are false and misleading in nature, and the court has marked them to be unprotected. He has classified the deepfakes into two basic categories, such as deepfake pornography, in which first category, which has adverse effects irrespective of the number of viewers to the deepfake videos. The second category includes those deepfake media which requires certain level of disclosure and distribution to have a destructive impact. The threats which are caused by deepfake content are mainly divided into three categories, such as elections manipulations, economic interference, and public safety issues. According to him, the legal procedures which are available currently are inadequate for confronting the threats associating with the deepfake due to the presence of the Communication Decency Act. Hence, the role of social media and online platforms in disseminating the deepfake media across the world is very important, and the rules must be so far there are no strong and stringent rules to regulate the dissemination of deepfake, and there is still a need for the combating the deepfakes, need for adding the regulations to combat the deepfakes. Few of the incidents that I have discussed and mentioned in the proposal of the start paper for this topic include the deepfake video of the then President Trump raising agitations across the world, in which there was a video of Donald Trump talking offensively on Belgium's climate policy. The video has created one of the legal political party created by one of the legal political party in Belgium named Socialistic Party, shortly known as SPA, and they posted it on Twitter and Facebook. It has created a great aggravation globally and provoked the people to add hundreds of comments voicing their outrage on the then American President Donald Trump that he would dare to interfere in Belgium's climate policy, and also had hate comments on the American culture as well, which is not actually done by the person himself. It is a deepfake video, and later the Belgian political party has confessed that it was done by the team commissioned by the political party, and it is completely a deepfake video. Although the Belgian party claimed that this is legally acceptable to be a video campaign with the deepfake video, it has created considerable amount of disturbance across the countries and triggered an unnecessary chaos among the people and increased hate on Americans, which is not acceptable and not fair on the part of Americans. However, this situation has shown us that it is not enough to materialize as a threat to democracy. And this shows there is a need to incorporate stringent rules on the usage of deepfake technology in the upcoming future. Another such incident where deepfakes have created havoc are mentioned according to Grigio Patrini, the CEO of the founder of Sensity company. At the moment, there is a great expansion of the existing communities of deepfake technology developers and corresponding content creators. And at the same time, it is observed that the novel deepfake communities are emerging globally. And according to him, the cyber news says that the pornographic content and deprecatory and derogatory videos that cause reputation attacks on the character assassination shares a major part of 93% in the list of existing deepfake videos. And also, it is the west of the United States that has been a major target in the terms of misusing the technology in attacking celebrities, mainly in the form of the revenge pornography and pornography. Apart from the reputation attacks on celebrities, the ordinary people are also facing issues of being targeted by the personal attacks performed by using deepfake technology. And in one of the reports published in fall 2020 by Sensity, it is found that a bot network on Telegram platform has developed to take photos of women from their social media accounts and manipulate it to strip off the clothing using AI technology, which if observed shows how much havoc it can cause in their daily lives. It is found that over 100,000 women were victimized by male offenders by this kind of revenge activities. The usage of deepfakes in VR gaming and VR technology, which is virtual reality technology, is also another concern that has impacted the lives of the people. Surprisingly, the virtual reality has been the great starting point for the studying of social impact of the deepfakes. In virtual reality, there is a new feature where doppelgangers are formed in the form of 3D models of the given individual from 2D images, and once the doppelgangers are built, it's much simpler to generate the animations of the 3D models and rendered as 2D videos, which looks indistinguishably with the real videos. Watching VR videos can cause false memories, which makes the individuals believe that they have performed the deepfake activity and can even influence their preferences on the brands of the doppelganger users in the VR. So it kind of affects the thinking ability and changes and manipulates the minds of the people who use the deepfake VRs. There are social and psychological impacts of the deepfakes as well, which will affect the way of thinking and the attitudes of the people who has been exposed to the deepfakes. And few experiments are shown, which are conducted by Dr. Westerland, in which the experiments were conducted on group of people, by categorizing the group into 3 sets, where one of the group of people has been aware of the deepfake technology and the other is not aware of deepfake technology, and the deepfake videos that has been shown to them are found to be impacting their way of thinking and their responses to the individual that is involved in the deepfake video creation. I mean, the victim in the deepfake video. So it is found that the damage that has been caused by the deepfake will be very difficult to be undone even after knowing that it is a deepfake video. And the opinions and attitudes change against the people who are involved in the video of the deepfakes. In this slide, I have listed out the few of the documents that I have reviewed for the for understanding the problem, which I have defined in the problem statement. So one of that is the document that has been reported by the Professor Sean Hughes, which is deepfaked online content is highly effective in manipulating people's attitudes and intentions, according to which it is found that the effectiveness of deepfakes in manipulating the attitudes and intentions of the people generated by conducting experiments on people by exposing them to the genuine and deepfake media and measured their explicit and implicit attitudes as well as the behavioral intentions, and the results obtained from this experiment indicates that the deepfake media such as video, audio and images have a severe psychological impact on the audience, that is the viewers, and it is just as effective as the genuine content like the real videos that manipulates their attitudes and intentions, which is totally a false interpretation of videos and media in the minds of the people. So there is much impact of the deepfake videos in the lives of the people, because they will be not relying on the actual information but the false interpretations. According to Tiziano Fagni, in the document Deepfake for detecting deepfake tweets, it is found that originally the deepfakes has been introduced in the computer vision field and later subsequently found its usage in its audio manipulation and then the text generation like the tweets. In recent times, there has been a lot of advancements in this software which are capable enough to generate the speech, audio, text body by manipulating the voice of various speakers just after listening to 5 seconds. According to a group of deepfake text detection, it is highly essential that as there exists a development of exceptionally advanced generative methods like Markov chain, RNN. However, it is found that their study that there are not enough methods of software available to detect the deepfake texts that are visible in huge numbers on social media texts yet. Also, their studies found that there exist 25,572 tweets comprised of half human and half bots crafted and posted on Twitter, which is completely dissemination of false information over the online platforms. Another paper were presented by Westerlund on the emergence of deepfake technology review. It is found that the highlights of the possible threats of the deepfake technology, which include major threats to the political and business system as well as the society involved with them. It makes the job easier. It makes the job stressful to the journalists to identify the real news from fake ones, and they may even give rise to the hard time trusting them. The study stated that there is a need for legislation and regulation to encounter the deepfake incidents, and it suggests that the deepfakes are a remarkable threat to the society, political and business systems, and needs to be combated by developing the deepfake detection systems and develop techniques to prevent the deepfakes and make the society ready to encounter the deepfakes. There has been different methodologies followed by different researchers in order to analyze the deepfake technology misuse and to detect the deepfakes, and few of them I have listed in here as a part of my research which I found during my research. The report published by Maras shows that is conducted by using a large group of people from United Kingdom's population to gather the data required to analyze people's assessment on deepfakes, and found that the deepfakes makes people feel much more uncertainly than being misled, and this uncertainty will in turn induce indeterminably and cynical behavior among the people and may even create trust issues on social media content and further create challenges in retaining the online civic ethics in democratic communities. And according to Chadwick, who has published a paper on deepfakes and disinformation exploring the impact of synthetic political video on deception and uncertainty in trust in videos, says that the deepfake videos has a higher capability to manipulate the views of the people and influence them in terms of political opinions. As the political deepfakes misled the individuals, but it will definitely implant a thought of uncertainty which will impact the trust levels on the news media. It may still be at initial state, however, over a period of time it will definitely affect the online civic culture, and its potential is enough to produce provoking patterns among the viewers. According to the presentation given by the Seeds on synthesizing Obama, learning lip sync from audio presentation, it is found that the two aspects were found from this study. One is the algorithms that are used to generate the deepfakes are much easier than the algorithms that are used to detect the deepfakes. And another one is the social and psychological impacts of the deepfakes are uh, are not much are not much found in the world of literature, as there is still need of empirical research in the field of deepfakes. Also, a few observations from the deception research gives that the deception is the fundamental approach of the deepfake, as it itself is a false as the deepfake itself is a false in interpreting. And it is found that the deception happens much easier when visual media like videos as well as humans rely much on visual aids while perceiving the information. Although people easily believe the deception in the form of videos, knowing the fact that deepfake videos exist might change their perception further, as it may create a doubt on believing the video contents to be real, and it may certainly interfere the ability to acquire knowledge in the world of deepfakes. And the aftermaths of the deepfakes include developing resilience towards the new forms of the deceptions like deepfakes. One of the most important concerns of using deepfakes in non-consensual victim being portrayed in the videos or images, usually as in the case of pornography alterations, which they never have been engaged. The impact of such incidents can be devastating in the lives of the victims, as the main motivation behind their creation is they will be mainly used to humiliate and extort the harass the victims. The shortcomings of this research was they were not able to provide the complete picture on the social impact that has been caused by the deepfake usage, and it urges the other researchers to go forward in the path of empirical research on deepfakes. The study of my research is designed in such a way that it includes identifying and collecting tools where I'll be doing research on the emergence of deepfake technology using online research platforms like Google Scholar, St. Cloud State University's library, and ResearchGate, and investigating the recent works to get the latest advancements and trends in the deepfake technology usage and its abuse, analyze the data and document it in an organized way to present it to the readers in a comprehensive way, find a right tool that can be used to conduct a survey among a group of people, and plan the survey duration to gather the real data so that I will be able to understand the significance of the need for the awareness of the deepfake misuse. And finally, analyze the obtained data and classify the level of awareness and suggest a technique or procedure to hinder the losses that can be caused by the misuse of deepfake technology among the society. For the data collection, I've been using online research paper platforms like Google Scholar, St. Cloud State University's library, ResearchGate, and other search engines like Google and other blogs that are available for the cybersecurity, and miscellaneous articles from various websites. The data that I will be collecting in future for this project will be obtained from the real world, where the real group of people will be submitting a survey on awareness level of the deepfake technology and their incidents using a surveying tool. The work that I have been doing and the work that is in progress include the the work that I have done include highlighting the significance of the impact of deepfake technology on the individual's privacy and security by doing research on the incidents that took place so far that are related to deepfake technologies misuse and manipulation using the literature and misuse and manipulation using the literature sources available over the internet and online resources. And also I have described the existing methodologies in the deepfake detection and weighed out the need for the awareness on the presence of the deepfake technology. And finally, I have defined the objectives of this project by emphasizing the importance to bring awareness on the deepfake content and incidents that took place in previous times, and to find out the tools to use for conducting the survey on the awareness of the deepfake technology and its incidents among the people. The timeline for this research on my start paper project has been defined as shown in the Gantt chart that I have developed for the timelining of my progress and upcoming activities that I'll be doing for the start paper, which include the project proposal has been started on Jan 12th and then has been completed in the month of April in the first week, and then I will be starting to work on identifying the tools required for the survey from July 4th 2022 until August 2nd 2022. After I gather some information about the tools that are required for the survey, I will be conducting the survey in order to gain the data from the time period August 8th to September 2nd, which is a period of 20 days, which will be enough for gathering the data. And after that, I will be analyzing the results and classifying the data and the group of people according to the answers that they have given. And for this analysis, I'll be taking around 25 days from September 5th to October 7th. And once all the data is analyzed and it is ready for the presentation, I'll be documenting the results and the proposed theories from the results from October 10th to December 8th, which is around 44 days. This is the timeline that I have planned for my defense and proposal. To summarize the whole process that I have completed so far, in the first chapter I have defined the abstract, introduction, nature and significance of the issue and objectives for the deepfake survey. Also provided the definitions in details and listed the study questions to help the readers to comprehend the document thoroughly. And in the next chapter, I have described the context of the topic in the form of background delineation is meticulously presented in this chapter, and accentuating the issues pertaining to the mishandling and abusing of the deepfake technology and the severity of the issues and need for the awareness of the issues is depicted using the numbers and statistics of the detrimental incidents that happened in the past are described in the literature review and and also I have described the literature related to the existing methodologies in the current topic. These are some of the references that I have used in my research. Thank you all. I will be working on the defense of this project. So far I have defined the aspects and the aspects related to my topic in the proposal, and I will be completing the same in defense with the proposed methodologies. Thank you all.